Captain on the bridge.
All right, captains, we are back on the bridge here, and today what I wanted to do was go over the Admiralty bonus week. This is actually coming out for console. So as of this recording, so it's March 24th, this will be coming out here on console, but I'm not just going to go over the Admiralty for bonus week blog, but actually go over how to use Admiralty to your advantage in terms of gaining in-game resources, leveling up your tunes, etc. So what we'll do is go over the blog, give my tips and tricks, because this is going to help a lot of new captains and also maybe you vet captains out there. So here we go on screen. So Admiralty bonus week. So starting this Thursday, we're launching the Admiralty bonus event from March 24th at 8 a.m. Pacific time to March 31st at 10 a.m. Your Admiralty missions will give out bonus rewards. During this special event, you'll find that all of your assignments give out double campaign XP, allowing for faster progression, no matter whose missions you're completing. Get in good with the Ferengi, serve the Federation or the Klingon Empire, or help rebuild the Romulan Republic. In addition, all Tour of Duty missions will award bonus dilithium ore during this event. We hope you enjoy this special event, captains. Command your fleet to take to the stars. So there you go. This is starting today after the maintenance for consoles, but again, this still applies for captains on PC to do as part of your daily, or at least I'm recommending, because I will be 100% honest, all the ships that you see me fly, all the bundles that I get, all of that, anything that I've gotten over the years has been with in-game resources. And Admiralty has helped a lot with that. Now, it has changed since coming to the game since 2015, because it was introduced in Season 11, The New Dawn. It has changed, but still, I use it till this day. And again, I will show you the tricks that I use to still get the most out of it, at least for me. There we go. Let's go in-game. And this ship will play a part later, but we'll go get to that. So, the Admiralty system. How to access it, you just go to your doffing window here built in your map. In the top right corner, you see these three heads here. Hit that, and then the Admiralty window. Now, this is sort of the window you'll kind of live when you're doing Admiralty. Now, this system opens up to you when you hit level 52. When you hit level 52, the ships that you own in your ship roster should automatically all turn into Admiralty cards. That's what they are. This is essentially doffing, but just for ships. Now, usually what happens is when I buy new ships or get new ships, when I go to the doffing tab here, or duty officers tab, any ship that I have gotten new will just pop up and populate and go add to my ship roster. Okay, now, I know, captains, it says here ship roster 1206, but I'll explain that later. I'll explain that later. So, here's that window. Again, at that level, whatever ships you own, that will be the ships that you use. Now, I am also doing this on the console bridge on my PS4 account. Even with the limited ships that I have, this has helped me level up fast. So again, it opens up at level 52, but once it does, captains, I recommend doing it daily and using as many ships as you have, because it does give a good chunk of experience. Like, I know that once I hit level 52, maybe, especially the way, you know, that I casually log on, like once a day, just to do my dailies, my events. I'll do this once a day, do the mission, set them up, come back the next day, probably the next day and or in 2-3 days, I'm already at 65. That's if I'm not playing and just going in. So this is a very, very good tool. Now, once you get to 65, you also start gaining specialty points, spec points, which is used for your your traits here, skills, to build up your specializations. So all these, when you are at max level, you first rolling over, when you're at 65, you'll get specialization points. Now, as a newer captain, that's awesome. You can use that to help you fill out all your specializations. Having said that, when you've maxed out your specializations, what you start getting is dilithium when you roll over the 65 level. Those, I think it's like 2,000 dill or maybe even 3,000, depending. So that's why I do it a lot. But also when you're doing these missions, so I haven't collected the reward here on my main here, you can actually get dilithium and EC reward. I've seen anywhere from 100k EC to 500k EC per tune. It does vary depending on the missions that you do. And then dilithium ore, it depends again on what missions you've set and if you're at max level, but still every little helps in my opinion. So, and you'll see here, Ferengi Alliance Tour of Duty, that's one of the things that I do a lot, but again, we'll go over that there. So just to show you, just on this tune, let's see how much we get when we collect the rewards. Because right now I have all slots unlocked to do this, and you get this only when you get all your campaigns, your United Fed, Klingon, Romulan, Ferengi up to level 10. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slots to use once you've unlocked everything. Okay, so just quickly just collect rewards, see what we do here, how we do tour of duty. Because again, look at that experience, 23k experience. Just remember that, 15k, 8k. Sometimes these are more than missions. So this particular one, I got 3,480k deal. That's more than contraband. EC, I think I got 100k or maybe even less than that. But again, it does vary. Like I said, I've seen up to 500k. And I do this on 10 tunes. So captains, you can do the math there. Okay. You can get some good deal. Now, for 10 tunes, let me tell you, captains, if I concentrate and I'm going to say I'm not talking to stream or I'm not streaming it, it'll take me about an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes to do. For me, there's about two things. One, it's for the in-game resources that I use to get ships. Two, I actually enjoy it. I don't know why. I enjoy it because essentially it makes me focused and it gets me ready for my nightly pew-pews. So that's just my reasoning. Okay? So there's that. Just to show you an example of how much you can do and can make from that. Now, I know when starting as a new captain, you may not have a lot of ships, but getting these up to level 10, and again, when you're first starting, you get like 3 slots, but as you keep going and progressing, you will get more slots open to you. Having said that, go through these campaigns as best as you can. What I did at first was go through each one until I hit a tour of duty. So for example, if I go click on United Federation planets here, I would plan as many as I can here until I hit a tour of duty, and then I would go on to the Klingon. So here, perfect example here. I'll skip this. Let's say I had this ready up. I would plan it, and we'll go over to how to do that. I'd plan it, and then I'd go to the next one, until I would fill out all 9 slots or however many slots you have available to you at that time. And then so on and so forth. It will help you over time. Now, again, this is not like an instant overnight thing. It is a sort of time investment, but think of that time investment as something that will help you gain experience, gain dilithium, specialization points. Even the rewards from these will help. And again, we'll go over that. Now, when you actually hit level 10, you will get a huge reward from each one, which is, first and foremost, 20k dilithium straight up. So that's 80k just for getting to level 10. Now, you then times that, let's say, by however many characters you have. So that's a good chunk of dill. It's like almost the reputation system when you get to level 5. Kind of that, it rewards you with dilithium. This system rewards you if you invest your time in it. So not only do you get the 20k dill from each, you also get a special ship card to use in the Admiralty system. So for Federation, I can actually show you. So for Federation, you'll get the USS Rhode Island. So that's kind of cool, kind of a callback to, you know, Voyager, right? For the KDF, you get this ship here, which you've seen on missions, the IKS Hague. Okay, so it's a special, and you can see it's gold quality, so it's a special card. It's a really, really good card. For the Ramen Republic, you get the RRW Zindia? I said that probably wrong. Zindia, sure. See, I'm just going to try to sneeze it through. Zindia. But it's a good card, and it's like the Valdor. And then, of course, finally, for the Ferengi, you get Quark's Triumph. Again, another great epic card. Now, there are also rewards that you get throughout the game that will actually give you free Admiralty cards. Quote unquote, free. One of the first ones here actually is the one we showed you here when we logged onto the game. Right there. This is the USS Sally Ride. All you have to do is go to this ship, hail it. They hail the USS Sally Ride. You go through this little conversation here, check in, excellent, and then it actually rewards you with an Admiralty card of the USS Sally Ride. So I'll show it here. Plan. Right there. And again, a gold epic for free. And where is this? This is just in the beta quadrant in the Narendra sector, all the way at the end of the map here on the right side. So again, Narendra system, free Admiralty card right there. And that's kind of cool. Now, you can also get a free USS Pastak. I almost said pasta. I'm not hungry, I promise. Which is, again, another good Admiralty card right there from the mission Time and Tide. I should show you the reward here. Mission Journal. Episodes. It's actually in the Future Proof arc. Time and Tide replay.
By the Federation from the 29th century. Their temporal
We'll accept so he doesn't keep talking to us. Time and Tide. So the rewards here. You'll get here a Time and Tide Admiralty bundle. So you'll get, I think it was 3 one-time use cards, but you'll also get the USS Pastak, which is that Admiralty card that I showed you. You can also get ships for dilithium at the shipyard and even on the exchange. So a lot of the cheap ships that I see on the exchange is like the mirror ships, 1 to 5 to 10. You don't have to. I'm just kind of throwing that out there as your additional option to get more ships. So having said that, again, any ship that you've gotten as an event reward, C-store, promo, all of those ships will be in your Admiralty roster. So there. Now, the reason why I have 1,208, on top of giving you EC experience dilithium as rewards, sometimes when you get a critical, they give you these one-time use cards. Now you see here I have a lot of Phoenix replica shuttles. These are really good. I get these from First Contact Day as a reward. Also from the Phoenix prize pack, when you open them, captains, if you've gone through this before, you get a free Phoenix replica shuttle here that you can use to ignore all event modifiers. Again, that's something that we'll go over. But some of the rewards that you get from them, like look at here, I have a bunch of these Eclipse Intel Cruiser. Now, the reason why I don't quote unquote use them is I haven't had to. How I do my Admiralty is literally just once a day. When this first system came out, a lot of captains actually did this all day. You can keep doing this, but of course you're only limited to how many ships you have. So I can keep doing this, but then again, each assignment will be assigned a certain time frame. Now, when you put a ship on assignment, when it finishes and you collect the rewards, there is a maintenance period of that certain ship. These one-time use cards, they're done. You're never gonna get them again. They're just one-time usage. So just keep that in mind. Again, like I said, I've used these a lot to level up, get dill, a little bit of EC, it helps. I've seen tune that I've done Admiralty on probably once a day for a month, 2 months, get like 10 million EC. It's possible. It's definitely possible. And I pair this up also with my doffing, which is hence my paperwork nightly. So there's that. That's why I have 1,200. But when I do this, I only, on one tune, I only fill up all the slots that I need to. And I already have a set of cards that I use, but I do have all this at my disposal. Now, setting these assignments, it's very easy. Go to Admiralty. So when you're first doing this, again, you'll have 3 slots. So let's just start with the Federation. It doesn't matter. My recommendation is when you're going to these missions, ignore the 562 experience. Just ignore it. Don't worry about it. I would go for anything 1000k or higher. You can fail these, but depending on how you fill them out. So for example, let's fill out I usually try to go get the highest experience and then work my way down. And then, like I said, if I have a 562, I'll just either pass it or use another method of passing, but we'll get to that in a bit. So all you gotta do is hit plan. So here you'll see what is required to finish this assignment. Okay, so engineer, you need 70 points. Attack fleet, I need 120, and Psi 125. Now, this is an event, quote unquote event one. Some of these Admiralty missions will have things called event where it'll either say plus 50 TAC and Psi or minus 50 TAC, Eng, or Psi. So you're going to have to read these rewards, but you see up here in the corner here, it'll have your success rate and critical chance of finishing this particular mission. Now, I've seen missions finish at a 1% chance. So there is a chance, but most likely and more often than not, you do fail it. What I try to do with all my missions, as much as possible, as best as possible with the ships that I have, and I'm doing this especially on my PS4 account, is getting that success rate to 100%. So, again, there are these special events. I can negate those. Take this off. So just for example, just like how you saw these Phoenix replica small craft, again, you can get these through the Phoenix prize pack event when you're getting your daily ones. But just for example, we'll use a ship that doesn't actually use that, because I do have a ship that ignores, quote unquote, ignores these events. You have ships that ignore Eng, TAC, and Psi events. One of them ships for me is the Heavy Escort Refit, which is, I believe, a Tier 3 Akira. So it says ignores plus and or minus TAC from events. And as you can see here, I have my Stargazer here. It also ignores Eng events. So all you got to do, hit that. From 120, it goes down to its original sort of, as you can see there, original, let's say, stat, 70. If you don't have that, you can still fill this out, and I suggest just looking for a higher TAC or whatever it may be, Eng or Psi, just so that you can fill it out. So it was at, so I go 40, it's, okay, bad example. I usually do like 60. Or like I said, here, I have this ship here. So there's that, 60, but then I also have a legendary, or the ISS Statty, which you can, again, you can actually get even Admiralty cards from the Phoenix prize pack itself. So keep that in mind, captains. And this USS Statty, you can get that. The Tanius is a very good one. There you go. This one actually has plus 20 tack for any ship, not small craft. So again, just try. You'll get a flow of this. You'll get a handle this as more if you do it, if you choose to do so. Again, all then I have to just fill out is the side slot here. I have these ships, so I'll use the USS Rhode Island. Bam. I have 100 success chance and critical chance. Now, the critical chance will help in actually boosting rewards. So just like doffing, you can get a common reward, and or if this assignment goes critical, you get more XP or more whatever. And you'll see it right here, the rewards here. So campaign XP is for your campaign, but your experience as well is for your leveling up and or your specialization points. And then you'll see here package R&D material. So then all you got to do is hit begin assignment, and then that'll start. So I fill up as much as I can in terms of higher than 562. And then when I get to a tour of duty, the gold assignment that you saw here, the Cleons have here, I will then fill that out and then go to the next campaign. Or you can fill out one, from 1 to 10 level for Federation first, go to Klingon, Romulan, Ferengi, however which way feels more comfortable for you. Okay, captains? There's no right or wrong way of doing this unless you just do this and then you don't actually make these go critical. Now, you see here a plan, all you do, that's how you actually initiate it. You can also pass it. As a reward from doing these as well, you do get pass tokens. So keep that in mind. If you don't have pass tokens and you just want to get rid of an assignment that you see all these are 562, what you can do is, again, it's a chance, get like these shuttles here I got from the shipyard. Just do that. You see, again, success rate 5%. So there's still a chance that you can actually get a reward for this. But if you just wanted to pass an assignment, you can use these shuttles or any ship you want really to pass if you don't have pass tokens. But you get these pass tokens from tour duty rewards and some of the rewards when crits happen on your assignments. So there's that. I know it's a lot, but again, I recommend start using this to level up. Like I said, get DIL EC, and then this will help you in gaining in-game resources. So again, you have your United, Federation, Klingon, Romulan, and Ferengi. Now, since I have all these leveled up, okay, it'll actually give you rewards at level 10. So once you say you get to level 10, say here, the tour duty, this is the ones you have to aim for, the tour duties. So it'll give you level 5, and it kind of appears once every 2 days, sometimes every day, depending on how you progress that particular campaign along. So when you reach level 10, you'll go back to 1. But when you get to level 10 on each tour of duty, the Federation gives you 2 specialization points. Now, if you're leveling up and a max captain, you can, of course, use that to fill out your specialization tree. If that's all filled up, you can use that. It'll automatically transfer that into dilithium. So you'll get like 4 or 6K. Again, it depends if it's like 2 or 6K. And dilithium bonus weekends affect these. So the Federation campaign gives 2 spec points. The Klingon campaign gives you 40K fleet vouchers. Okay, captains? As of this recording here today, 40K fleet vouchers that you can use anywhere in your fleet. Before it wasn't like that, but let's not worry about that. You old school captains will know that that was straight up DIL before, but they changed it. So it's fleet dilithium, which is still good because you can get that to use your colony deflector, your colony mines, your fleet spire consoles. So it's still a good track reward if you need that resource. The Romulan campaign gives you 4 universal tech upgrades. If you need to upgrade your gear, great stuff there, nothing to sneeze at. The Ferengi Alliance gives you 30k dill bonus pool. So it's not a straight up 30k, but it's going to be a bonus pool that when you get dilithium, until that pool is consumed, you're going to get bonus dilithium up to 30k. So again, that reward was changed. Now, how I do it now when I have all this max level, and this is my recommendation, when you have everything maxed out, your specializations all maxed out, you don't need anything from your fleet, you don't need universal upgrades, I switch between the United Federation campaign and the Ferengi Alliance campaign. So I just do the assignments as much as I can. Some days I don't hit a tour duty, that's fine. I still do it for the XP, again, to roll over from 65, and you still get dilithium. So it's just, for me, it's a good resource of dilithium, mostly for me, on how I play. Is it the best and sort of most useful time to get dill? For me, it is, because of how I play and the time that I have allotted to play, if that makes sense. So again, I just switch between the United Federation and the Ferengi Alliance to get the bonus dill and the 2 spec points, which give me dilithium. And again, the side bonus of that is the EC and experience that comes along with that. So I will log in every day on my 10 characters, do the Admiralty on them, only 8 or 9 assignments, 8 or 9 assignments, and then move on. For 10 characters, that takes me about an hour and a half-ish, hour 40, depending how fast you are. Now, again, I have specific ships that I already have to use, and that's why, again, I've just gained so much in my ship roster, because I also collect things. I have problems with collecting things, but that's another possible video for another day. So there's that, captains. Again, if you decide to do this, for me, it's fun because it gives me a kind of a little wind up to the pew-pews. So this is something that I do before I do pews, if I can help it. If I have nothing else planned, definitely do my paperwork first, which is, again, my Admiralty, my doffing, but mostly focus on my Admiralty. And then I go do my nightly pews. On my PS4 account, this has definitely helped me. And I had one of my videos that I mentioned, I'm already at like 400k ore and refined dill. Admiralty has helped me so much, and I don't even have a lot of ships there. So, and I've been playing since winter. Not impressive, but again, for how much time that I invest in it, I think it's helped me a lot. The more investment time you put in this, the more you'll get out of it, in my opinion. Again, I've had captains before use this as soon as the assignments are done, you collect them, they go right using it until their ship roster is depleted. That is a lot of time. I haven't done that. I won't do that. But hey, the end game is whatever you make it, and this is part of my end game to get in-game resources so that I can get free ships is my goal. Now, so just to show you, captains, the dilithium here, like 1.19 ore, I have that dilithium. I definitely do have that because, and of course my refined, I've already converted some to Zen just from doing Admiralty on my tunes. So to me, it's a great way to gain free in-game resources to get your ships, because then all you got to do with your refined dill is go to the exchange it for Zen, and there you go. And all you had to do was do a couple clicking here and there. It will take time to gain it, captains. Yes, there's no doubt about it. But to me, it's worth it. And I wanted to do this video again to help out newer captains, or maybe even shed some light on this on veteran captains that, let's say, they do have a lot of ships. They do have that time and they're wanting to get ships now for free as opposed to using real life money. They can do this over time and then get the rewards from it, which is just straight up dilithium, which you can use to get Zen, and then you can use that for ships, getting keys to get low buy and all that stuff. So this does help open up, get a lot of in-game resources for free. So that's kind of my two ECs on this matter when it comes to Admiralty, because captains, this is something that I've been using over the years since 2015 to get all the ships that I have. And I have a lot of ships, captains. The only real money that I have spent on this game was the first two tier 5 ships that I got, which is the Prometheus and the Regent, and then the lifetime sub. If I would have known then what I knew now, I wouldn't have bought those ships. I would have just gotten the lifetime sub. So, because that's the only thing you can actually get with Zen, which is the lifetime sub. You have to actually use real life money to get that. But other than that, if I knew then what I knew now, I would have just gotten and waited, of course, to get those two ships, which now, of course, have the T6 version. So there is, captains. I know it's long-winded. I can go into somewhat further details, but I suggest giving this a shot, especially if you're a free-to-play player, because I have this a free-to-play account on my PS4, and this is what I will be using to gain my in-game resources. And it'll be interesting to see, like I've always been saying there on my videos for PS4, how that account does in a year, to show that I have all just been doing the events, the doffing, the Admiralty. This is where I'm at, to show that it is still a viable option regardless of how high the DILX is, the DIL exchange. So captains, that's my two ECs on this subject. I know it's a lot. If you have any additional tips, captains, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I might have missed something. I did probably miss something. This is something to help start the conversation for newer captains, to give tips that maybe that I'll even learn from, that I can use. But this is what I do as part of my getting the in-game resources I need. So please feel free to leave a comment. Let's be positive, captains, okay? If this is not for you, don't have to comment. But if you have something positive to add to the conversation, please do below. Like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are going to try to do our very best to share what we do here on the bridge, both the PC and PS4 bridge, to help newer captains, and again, maybe my fellow vet captains. But with that said, captains, we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.